I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. This week I'm going to talk about stuff that happens when we all have to do something that none of us want to do, which is go use a public restroom. Nobody wants to ever use a public restroom. I've yet to meet the person who's like, "Ooh, I have to go. Public bathroom, here I come!" But the sad fact is, us living in this country, all of us have horror stories about going into a public restroom. The thing is, it's not always just about how disgusting it gets, which it does. Every one of us has walked into a public toilet and seen poop, or pee, or blood, or boogers, or vomit, all over the place. If you're really lucky, you've only seen one of those things at a time, not any kind of combination, or even worse, all of them at the same time. But it's not always just about how disgusting it is, it's about the weird things that people do, though. Like, for one, is it just me? Because this has happened to me many times. Have you ever gone into a public bathroom and you've seen that somebody obviously used a toilet seat cover, which, okay, they're there for, but they took like half the toilet seat covers out of the dispenser in the first place, or all of them, and built like a structure around the toilet to where it's like they built a second toilet. They even tucked some of it underneath, wrapped it around, because they just had to ensure that no part of their actual butt touched the toilet seat. Worst part about it is they left it that way. Like, if you're really that insane, because I get it, using one toilet seat cover, they're flimsy, they rip, or they move once you sit down or something, so part of your cheek might be on the actual porcelain. But if you're going to be that paranoid, how about after you're done, have the courtesy to take off your newly formed custom toilet seat and throw the paper away? But no, they just leave it, which is rude on so many levels. Like, for me, example, I hate using public toilets. I used to be the guy that would do anything to avoid using a public toilet. But then I turned 23, had to have my gallbladder removed, and now more often than not, I have to get over it. Because anybody who doesn't have a gallbladder understands. There is no waiting until you get home. But that's just the thing, is I'm still that person who will try, even though I know it's futile, to hold it until I get home. And by try, I mean for a good 2-3 minutes, which is all not having a gallbladder is going to give you. But then I go to the public bathroom. I'm already in a hurry at this point to use it, and now I see this structure that I have to undo, despite the fact that I'm already in a game of beat the clock. Because ultimately, I'm not going to sit on that. The whole point of the toilet seat cover is so that my hiney germs don't combine with your hiney germs. And ultimately, your hiney germs being on there, that's paper, that's worse. So now I've got to sit there and undo your structure and then hope that there's some toilet seat covers left, or even hope that I have time and don't have to decide, you know what? Screw it. I don't have time anymore. I gotta bare ass it. Another thing I don't understand about public toilets, which this one is really in no way gross or unsanitary, just incredibly annoying, is when you get that person who comes in and sits in the stall next to you and wants to have a conversation with you between stalls. I've talked about this in several videos before. I'm not one for small talk. I really am not. I don't want to talk to random strangers about the weather or politics or whatever else comes in their stupid minds. I don't care. But if there's one place I really don't want to do that, it's while I'm on a public toilet. Like, let's face it, even if it wasn't a public toilet, if you were standing outside my door at home trying to talk to me while I was taking a dump, I'd probably be like, "Can we talk about this later? Go away!" And yes, if you're wondering, my wife does do that. But this is even worse, not only magnified by the fact that you're a complete and total stranger, so I really don't want to talk to you. Because when I'm at home, the kind of people I would allow in my home, when I get out of the toilet, sure, I want to talk to you. I know you. Whether you're somebody that lives there, like one of my kids or my wife, or you're a guest that I invited over, sure, I'll talk to you when I'm done. But a complete stranger, I don't want to talk to you in any situation. It's also magnified that, again, I'm not only using the bathroom, I'm using a public bathroom. I'm already feeling defeated that I had to use the public bathroom. I don't want to talk to you too. But it happens. It does happen. You sit there and then somebody comes in, sits in the stall next to you, even though proper etiquette, at least in a men's bathroom, is if there's more than 2 stalls or 2 urinals, you don't use the one next to somebody. But whatever, they're already breaking that. And then they start in with something like, how's it going? What the hell am I supposed to say to that? Those of you extroverts who love small talk with strangers, what am I supposed to say when somebody asks, how's it going, while I'm in a public bathroom pooping? Am I really supposed to go, going good, how are you? Because if I said the truth, it would be, how do you think it's going? I had to use a public bathroom, and now a random person is talking to me while I'm doing it. But I really respond the same way that most people would, which is, hey. And you figure that little non-answer there would be enough to tell them, like, hey, let's not talk. Let's just do our thing and get out of here. But they never pick up on that. They just keep going with something really stupid, like, it's cold out there today, huh? Again, if I said what I wanted to say, it would be, shut up. But instead, you know what, though? At least it's 2 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. We'll count your many blessings. Now, some of you have been watching for a long time, maybe going like, but Davy, why don't you just say something rude to them like you always do to get somebody to shut up? There is a reason I won't do that in the bathroom. When somebody does that to me at like a gas pump or in the checkout lane, I can see them. I know what they look like. I can assess the situation. Now, I will say this. I've yet to have somebody randomly talk to me who, looking at them, I could just tell could, well, kick my ass. But the fact of the matter is, I can see them. I know they can't, and that is some handy information. In the stall, I don't have that information. I have no idea what they're like. It's doubtful, but they could be some big, huge monster of a man who, if I get rude with, is going to want to hurt me. And let's face it, whereas in a checkout lane or the gas pump, I have some way of defending myself. Like, it could be little, like I could just start running or trip them, or heck, at the gas pump, I could pull the pump out and spray gas in their eyes. At the checkout lane, I could take the little plastic or rubber divider, whatever they got at that store, and hit them over the head with it repeatedly. In that stall, I'm as vulnerable as it's gonna get. Like, let's not pretend you can't kick the door open with that little flimsy lock that's not really that securely held in there in the first place, if even at all. But now I'm on a toilet and my pants are around my ankles. So really at that point, if it is some big monster who's gonna hurt me for being rude to them, my only hope is they're gonna sympathize with me. Like, oh, look at him. So vulnerable. So scared. Is he bare-assing it? But ultimately, I do encourage anybody watching this video, if you're that person who thinks it's okay to talk to somebody on the other stall, freaking stop. Especially for somebody like me. I'm not an insanely nervous pooper, but when you start talking to me, now I kind of am. No matter how much longer I was in there before you, I'm going to be there until after I hear what sounds like you leaving. Because at that point, the prairie dog has gone back in the hole. The beaver has gone back into the dam. The baby has gone back into the wound. If you don't get what I'm saying, my poop retracted! The final one I'm going to get to, this one literally happens in every single bathroom I've been in. And it's not directly by one person. But I will never understand why toilets, of all places, are always completely covered and littered in graffiti. It is something I have never understood. Ever! But every public bathroom you go into, no matter how nice a place, there's swastikas and anti-Semitism, which makes me wonder how nervous Jews must be using the bathroom. There's gang symbols, and usually something advertising adult entertainment of some sort. But the thing is, none of it makes sense. Like, let's break some of these down. Like the adult entertainment one. We've all seen those ones of, for a good time, call this person, or email that person, or be here at this time. Is there really somebody who thinks, oh, this is a great way to prostitute myself. Or I do know that sometimes it's a joke, but really, how mad did they make you that you're now going to cause their email or phone or something to get blown up because somebody thinks that they're going to get a good time from them? And then even that, who's the person going like, ooh, a good time, you say? I'm calling that. Or gang symbols. I understand gang members like to promote their gang, but really, you're like, I'm gonna show some love for my homies, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show love by tagging this place where people poop. In our rival gangs, are you really getting mad about this? Like, aw, dog, this crapper is our turf. And all the anti-Semitism you see in a public toilet, of all places. Like, they love to advertise their hatred for an entire race of people in the dumper. Because again, no joke, every public bathroom I've ever been in, if you look around, you will see a swastika or something to the effect of a swastika in a public bathroom. I don't understand it. Why? And the weirdest thing about this is a lot of times you see this stuff, and it's not just in marker or something like that. They carve it. They took a knife or something in there and made sure that their hatred for an entire race of people is forever cemented in this toilet. Why? I understand you hate them. I don't understand why. And it is a free country. You can hate whatever you want for whatever bad reason you want. But I don't hate anything that much. And there are things that I really, really hate. Like, really, really hate. But nothing I hate enough to start carving into the bathroom stall things like coleslaw or talking to me through the other stall or Luke Wilson. I just can't relate to you because there's nothing I hate that much. So how about we try you spreading your hatred or your love for your gang or your prostitution availability somewhere other than the place that I had no choice but to come in and take a crap. So yeah, but that's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me about some other things you don't understand happen at public toilets. Love you guys.